Libra, picture this moment clearly. The night is quiet, the world is asleep, but you lie awake, staring into the darkness. You remember how once your body burned with longing, how desire used to stir in your heart like a relentless flame. But now, that fire is gone. The person beside you feels distant, as if the closeness you once knew has slipped through your fingers. Or maybe you're lying alone, wondering why the part of you that once craved intimacy has gone silent without warning. It feels strange, unsettling, like a part of your identity has been stolen. You start questioning yourself. Am I broken? Did something inside me die? Why did this happen to me? But here's the truth, Libra. A truth most people are too afraid to say out loud. This is not random. This is not sickness. And you are not broken. This moment in your life is not an accident. It is not your body betraying you. It is God Himself stepping in, shifting something deep inside your soul, turning off a desire that the world worships, but heaven knows can harm you if left unchecked. This isn't about shame. This isn't about losing anything. It's about God seeing the unseen battles in your life, knowing what you cannot yet know, and making a divine decision to protect you, heal you, and prepare you for something greater than fleeting passion. So tonight, as you listen to this message, I want you to open your heart, because this is not just another video. This is a revelation meant only for those willing to understand the deeper ways heaven works in silence. And before we go further, I want you to type these words in the comments right now. I trust God's plan. Declare it, claim it, because what you're about to hear may challenge you, but it will also set you free. Stay with me until the very end, Libra, because when this message finishes, you will not only understand why your sex drive was taken away, you will see how this divine intervention might just be the turning point your soul has been waiting for. Number 1. Divine redirection. When desire is no longer safe. Libra, there are moments in life when what feels natural to you is not safe for your soul. Desire is a powerful force. It can lead you to love, but it can also lead you straight into danger. And sometimes, without realizing it, you are about to give your heart, your body, and even your trust to someone or something that does not deserve it. God sees what you cannot see. He knows the paths ahead of you, the hidden traps, the heartbreak waiting just a few steps away. You might think you are making a harmless choice, chasing what your body longs for, believing it will bring happiness or connection, but in reality, it could lead to deep wounds that would take years to heal. This is why He steps in. He doesn't just send you a warning or a whisper. He moves with power. He pulls the plug on the craving. That sudden quiet in your body, that unexpected lack of longing, it is not an accident, Libra. It is God saying, no, my child, not this way, not this time. Imagine standing on a bridge that looks stable from where you are, but God can see it crumbling at the other end. Wouldn't you want Him to stop you before you fall? That's what this divine redirection is. It feels strange, it feels like loss, but in truth it is pure protection. He is not punishing you. He is not taking something good away from you. He is saving you from a decision that could destroy your spirit, your peace, and your future. Sometimes the greatest act of love God can show you is to close a door you are about to walk through blindly. So, Libra, when you feel this sudden change inside you, don't see it as a curse. See it as a shield. See it as heaven stepping in to fight battles you didn't even know were coming. Hear Him whisper to your soul, I see what you can't. Let me protect you. Number 2. Protection from dark soul ties. Libra, every time two people come together in intimacy, something much deeper happens than what the eyes can see. It is not just the meeting of bodies, it is the linking of spirits. A piece of you connects to a piece of them, and whether you realize it or not, that connection leaves a mark on your soul. But here is what many don't understand. Not every bond is pure. Not every connection is safe. Some people carry heavy darkness inside them. Hidden pain, toxic intentions, emotional wounds they refuse to heal, and even spiritual burdens that can cling to anyone who grows too close. When intimacy happens, you don't just share love, you may share that darkness too. God sees beyond the surface. He knows when a person's presence in your life is dangerous for your soul, even if on the outside they seem charming, kind, or even loving. He knows when there is manipulation hiding under sweet words, when betrayal is waiting beneath warm hands, when lust disguises itself as love. So when he sees that you are about to form a bond that could poison your spirit, he acts. He doesn't wait for you to discover the truth the hard way. He doesn't stand by as your heart and body tie themselves to someone who will leave scars that take a lifetime to fade. Instead, he takes away the desire itself, leaving you confused at first, but ultimately saved from a connection that could have cost you more than you know. This is why you feel that sudden lack of longing, Libra. It is not that you are broken. It is not that you are unworthy of love or closeness. It is that heaven has seen what your eyes cannot. God is stepping in to stop your soul from being trapped in a union that would drain your light, strip your joy, and chain you to a burden that was never yours to carry. Even in marriage, there are moments when intimacy pauses, because one or both hearts are not spiritually aligned, because there is healing that must take place before the bond can be safe again. This pause is God's way of guarding you, of holding your spirit close to His while keeping away anything that could harm you. Libra, what feels like rejection from the world is rescue from above. God is not taking love away from you. He is saving you from a love that isn't real, from ties that were never meant to hold you. This silence in your desire is heaven saying, your soul is too precious to be tied to the wrong spirit. I will not let you give yourself away where my protection says no. Number 3. Healing invisible wounds. Libra, there are hurts that no one else can see. You smile, you laugh, you live your life as if nothing is wrong, but deep inside, your heart carries the weight of memories that have not healed. Many of these wounds came from moments when you opened yourself to love, to closeness, to intimacy, only to walk away feeling less than you were before. Perhaps there was a time when someone took more than they gave, when your kindness and trust were met with selfishness or betrayal. Perhaps you learned to give away parts of yourself in exchange for brief moments of attention, hoping they would make you feel whole, only to discover that you felt even more empty afterward. These moments leave marks on the soul, marks that can't be erased overnight. God sees what no one else sees. He knows the truth behind your longing. He knows that sometimes the desire you feel for intimacy is not about love or connection at all. It is a silent cry for comfort, a way to cover the pain you carry inside. So in His mercy, He steps in. He does what only a loving father would do. He quiets the longing. He takes away the fire that would push you toward another person while you are still bleeding inside. Not because He wants to punish you, but because He wants to protect you from hurting yourself further. Think of it this way. A doctor does not let a patient run on a broken leg. The pain must be treated. The bone must be set. The healing must take place before the patient can walk again. In the same way, God knows that your heart, your soul, needs time and care to mend from past intimacy that left it wounded. This season of low desire is not a curse. It is surgery without a knife. A divine operation to repair what was broken without tearing you open again. This is why He has silenced this part of you for a while. He wants you to rest. He wants you to see your worth outside of being wanted. He wants you to learn what it feels like to be whole before you give yourself to anyone else, before you touch or are touched again. Libra, this pause is not a sign that you are unlovable. It is not the end of passion in your life. It is a sacred time of healing, a moment where heaven says, I will not let you use intimacy as a bandage anymore. I want to heal the real wound beneath it. When the time is right and your heart is mended, you will know intimacy again, but it will no longer come from a place of pain. It will flow from peace, safety, and true love that God Himself has prepared for you. Number 4. Resetting love inside marriage. Libra, when you stand before the person you vowed to love, you expect passion to always burn brightly. But there are moments, even in the strongest marriages, where that fire grows dim. And this can feel confusing, even frightening, as though something is broken between you and the one you promised forever to. But hear this truth. Fading passion does not always mean fading love. Sometimes, it is heaven stepping in to rebuild what has been quietly crumbling beneath the surface. There are seasons in marriage when arguments have piled up like stones left unturned. Words said in anger, or words never spoken at all, form a barrier you cannot see, but you can feel. Silent disappointments linger in the heart, creating distance that no amount of physical closeness can truly cover. God knows that true intimacy is more than the joining of bodies. It is the meeting of souls. And when that deeper connection has been strained, when the bond between two hearts has been weakened by unresolved pain or lack of understanding, He sometimes chooses to pause the physical desire altogether. It feels unsettling, but it is not a punishment. It is a divine reset button. A loving intervention meant to call both of you back to the foundation you first built your love upon. God is saying, "Let me mend the unseen fractures. Let me teach you to hold each other with forgiveness and tenderness again, before your bodies meet once more." This pause is an opportunity, Libra. A sacred moment to rediscover your partner, not just as a lover, but as a friend, a confidant, a soul you once chose every day without hesitation. It is a time to pray together, to speak the unspoken words, to heal the silent hurts that physical passion alone cannot fix. When God restores intimacy after this kind of pause, it returns stronger, deeper, and far more meaningful than before. It feels sacred because it is no longer about covering emotional wounds with physical closeness. It becomes a true meeting of hearts, a bond protected and blessed by heaven. So, do not fear this quiet season in your marriage, Libra. Do not assume the worst. Instead, see it as a divine invitation to slow down, to rebuild, to let love become whole again. God is saying, "I care about the state of your souls more than the heat of your passion. Let me bring you both back to love in its purest form, and when the time is right, desire will follow." Number 5. Breaking chains of guilt and temptation. Libra, there are times when what you longed for has become a heavy burden on your soul. Intimacy, which was meant to be a blessing, has instead turned into a battlefield of shame. You've made choices you promised yourself you wouldn't make again. You found yourself caught in a cycle, desire burning strongly, leading you into actions you later regret, only for the craving to return and pull you back into the same trap. This endless loop leaves you feeling weak, unworthy, and chained to something you cannot seem to break free from. Every time night falls, your heart carries the weight of guilt. You ask yourself, why can't I control this? Why do I keep falling into the same mistakes? And yet, no matter how many promises you make to yourself, the cycle continues. But Libra, God sees your struggle. He sees how much you want to do better, how deeply you wish to live free of this shame. And because He loves you too much to let guilt rule your nights, He does something powerful. He cuts the power at its source. He takes away the desire, not to punish you, but to break the chain that's been wrapped around you for far too long. It may feel strange at first, as if a part of you has gone missing. But in reality, this is divine mercy stepping in. This is God saying, "My child, I will not watch you suffer anymore. I will not let this cycle own you. I am giving you stillness where temptation used to roar." This silence in your longing is not a curse. It is an open door you never knew existed. A door leading out of the prison of guilt and temptation that's kept you bound. For the first time in a long time, you can breathe. You can rest without fear of making another choice that will haunt you later. You can rebuild your strength, your self-control, and your faith without the weight of relentless cravings pulling you backward. Libra, understand this. God knows how easily desire can become a weapon used against you. He knows how the enemy uses it to whisper lies about your worth, to make you feel trapped in shame, to convince you that you will never be free. But heaven has already declared your freedom. By taking away your sex drive for a season, God is showing you that you are not a slave to temptation anymore. This is your way out. This is the gift of silence that brings peace. This is your chance to walk away from what hurt you and never look back. And one day, when you are healed, whole, and strong again, intimacy will no longer be tied to guilt. It will be a blessing, pure and undefiled, the way God intended it from the beginning. Number 6. Reclaiming your true worth. Libra, the world has spent years feeding you a dangerous lie. It told you that your value is tied to how much you are wanted, that the more someone craves you, the more you matter, that being desired means you are beautiful, lovable, important, and when that desire fades, so does your worth. But heaven has a different story about you. God has always seen your value, even before anyone laid eyes on you. He crafted your soul with purpose. He called you precious before you took your first breath. Your identity, your beauty, your significance have never been tied to someone's longing for you. Yet over time, it's easy to let the world's voice sink in. You start measuring yourself by the attention you get. You look at who desires you, who notices you, who reaches for you, and you begin to believe that their hunger for you is proof of your own importance. And when that desire disappears, whether because of time, distance, or even God's own intervention, you start questioning your own worth. This is why, Libra, there are seasons when God removes your sex drive completely. It's not because something is wrong with you. It's because He needs to show you that your value has nothing to do with who wants you. He wants you to stand strong in the truth that you are more than your physical appeal, more than what your body offers, more than fleeting passion. By silencing this longing, He is pulling you out of a dangerous mindset that tells you your identity rises and falls on human desire. He is stripping away the false validation you've unknowingly depended on, so you can discover what real love looks like. A love that doesn't want you for a moment, but treasures you for eternity. God's love for you is not a shallow glance or temporary craving. It is steady. It is unshaken. It existed before anyone knew your name and will remain long after the world stops watching. He wants you to know this truth so deeply that no one's rejection, no lack of desire, no silence from another person can ever make you doubt your worth again. Libra, this season is not a loss. It is a gift. It is heaven rewriting the story you've been told about yourself. It is God saying, I made you priceless. Your value does not change with the tides of human passion. You are mine, and that is enough. When this truth takes root in your heart, no one's desire or lack of it will have power over you again. You will know who you are, not because someone wanted you, but because God Himself has called you valuable, chosen, and loved beyond measure. Number 7. Realigning you with divine purpose. Libra, there is something you must understand. Your life carries a divine mission. You were not placed on this earth without reason. There are things heaven has entrusted you to do, paths you must walk, people you are meant to impact, and blessings you are meant to receive. But sometimes your own desires can cloud the vision of what truly matters. Sexual energy is one of the strongest forces in human life. It has the power to build families, to create connections, to bring love and comfort. But when it is misplaced, when it consumes too much of your focus, it can pull you away from what God is trying to do in you. It can make you chase moments that feel urgent, but are not eternal. It can lead you into choices that delay your destiny, keep you bound to wrong relationships, or blind you to the bigger picture of your life's calling. And because God loves you too much to let you lose yourself in temporary passion, He steps in. He quiets that fire, not to make you feel empty, but to give you room to breathe, to think clearly, to focus on what truly matters. You are not losing passion, you are gaining clarity. This season where desire feels absent is not a curse, it's a divine pause button. Heaven is saying, my child, there are things I need you to see right now, lessons you must learn, directions you must follow. I cannot let anything cloud your judgment or lead you away from the future I have planned for you. Think of it like this. When an artist is sculpting something precious, every detail matters. One wrong strike of the chisel can ruin the entire masterpiece. Right now, God is shaping your future, and He cannot allow distractions to pull your hands away from what He's building in you. Libra, this is not the end of desire in your life. It's the beginning of something greater than fleeting pleasure. When your purpose is established, when your spirit is strong and aligned with heaven's plan, you will experience love and intimacy in a way that adds to your destiny, not takes away from it. God is protecting your focus because He knows what's coming for you. There are blessings ahead, opportunities you cannot miss, doors only He can open. And for you to step into that future fully prepared, He has chosen to quiet every noise, every distraction, every longing that could make you stray from the path He has set before you. This is not a loss of passion, Libra. It's a realignment of purpose. Heaven is preparing you for something far greater than moments of satisfaction. God is saying, I am building a future for you that no one can take away. Let me guide your heart there without interference. What you think you lost was only making you forget what I'm about to give. Number 8. A sign of spiritual transformation. Libra, when God begins to transform your life, it rarely feels comfortable. Change always feels unsettling, especially when it touches the most personal parts of who you are. Suddenly, things you once craved lose their power over you. Desires that used to rule your thoughts go silent. Habits you thought were part of you begin to fade away. It feels strange, confusing, and sometimes even frightening. But this silence, this shift you feel deep within you, is not a sign of loss. It is proof that something greater is being born inside you. The absence of longing is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that your spirit is moving into a higher place, a place where the noise of the flesh no longer controls you. This is spiritual transformation. God is changing your focus, lifting your eyes from what is temporary, and leading you toward what is eternal. There is a kind of intimacy far more powerful than physical closeness, a bond that starts in the soul. When God transforms you, He removes the cravings that once ruled you because He is teaching you the foundation of real connection, a love that begins with Him. Libra, your story is not ending here. This quiet season is not the death of passion. It is the birth of holy intimacy. It is God showing you how to love and be loved without chains, without fear, without needing validation from fleeting desire. It is a season of being rebuilt from the inside out, where your worth, your joy, and your sense of belonging no longer depend on who touches you, but on the one who created you. And when the time comes, when your heart is healed, when your soul is strong, and when you are ready for love that truly reflects heaven's design, desire will return. But it will no longer be just a physical hunger. It will be pure, safe, meaningful, and aligned with your divine purpose. This transformation is not the end of intimacy. It is the beginning of something sacred. A new kind of love story is being written in your life, Libra. One that first starts between you and God, teaching you what unconditional love feels like, preparing you for a connection that no darkness, no betrayal, no fear can ever destroy again. This season is proof that you are growing, proof that you are evolving, proof that heaven is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Trust this transformation, Libra. It is not stealing from you, it is preparing you for a love story greater than you have ever known. Your silence is not a curse, it's a calling. Libra, now that you have heard every reason, take a deep breath and let these words sink into your soul. The quietness you feel inside you, the longing that seems to have vanished, is not a sign that you are broken or forgotten. It is not a curse placed upon you, nor is it a mark of failure or rejection. What was removed from you was never punishment, it was pure love from above. God saw the battles you could not fight alone. He saw the pain you carried silently, the patterns that kept breaking your spirit, the dangers you could not see coming. And because He loves you too much to leave you exposed, He stepped in. He shut down what could have led to more heartache, more confusion, more weight on your soul. This silence you feel in your body is divine protection. It is heaven's healing touch, pulling you out of harm, out of guilt, out of cycles that were never meant for you. It is truth setting you free from lies you once believed about your worth, your love, and your purpose. Lift your head tonight, Libra. Know that you are not lacking anything. You are being prepared for everything. This is not the end of passion, not the end of love, not the end of intimacy. This is a holy pause, a sacred reset, a moment where God is shaping your heart for something far deeper, far safer, far more meaningful than fleeting desire could ever give you. I want you right now to write these words in the comments. I trust God's plan for my body and soul. Let heaven see your faith. Let your spirit agree with what God is doing in your life. Declare it, because your surrender is the first step into the healing and blessings He has prepared for you. And as you leave this message, stay connected here. Subscribe because your journey is not over, Libra. The next chapter of your life is too important to miss. God is not taking from you. He is not robbing you of joy. He is clearing away what was never meant to hold you, making space to give you the kind of love, peace, and purpose that your heart has always truly needed.